Good to go.
All right. Well, hi everyone. I am Leslie Rogowski, creative director for the Beadsmith, and I'm here with my Beadsmith partner in crime, Leslie Pope. Yes, another Leslie. They call us Team Leslie. So, and we're here with Raina, who is our tech person today, helping us and monitoring and things. And she is going to post in the very, whoops, nope, get out, sorry, cat. Sorry. I thought I had shut that. So, Leslie and I are here for the Beadsmith for Michael's. This is all being recorded. So just watch today and we'll be answering questions and take notes. And then you'll be able to go back to the recording and watch it at your own pace with the materials in front of you. At the beginning of the chat window, you will see some links. So they will take you to the recording, and you will also be able to download the handout, the PDF of the project, two-tone adjustable bracelet that I'm going to be showing you today. This is very much a beginner macrame project. It's a focus on square knots and how to make an adjustable closure. So everybody, I think, is going to be settled. So let's get started. If we can switch to, there we go. See, that's what Raina does so well. So this is the first page of the tutorial. So you'll see a picture of the bracelets that I'm going to show you today, and you'll see all the materials that you need that are available from Michael's, of course, with the item numbers to have everybody, make it easy for everybody to find this. The tutorial has photos, and I'm going to work pretty closely skipping through so you can see step by step that it's really going to help you remember what I'm going to show you. So the materials, the big important material really is the Beadsmith Mini Macrame board, which you can see has a ruled grid on it, which really helps you to control the right angles and keeping things in a straight line. It has notches along the side that help to keep your cords snug and in position. You will need a scissors. A snip is good. A nipper tool is handy to have for certain kinds of cords, like the cotton cords that I'm using today. It's just a little easier than using a scissors. You want to have a big eye needle. Now, a big eye needle is a needle that's entirely, mine is totally bent, but you can see that the whole needle is an eye. And this allows you to have a very, very thin needle to go through the beads, but it spreads apart. Did you see how I just spread the eye apart so that I can get my cord in there? We're using cord from the variety pack of cotton cording that's available in just all these really great colors. So how can I not use these? And you can pick colors, and these have two colors in them, the bracelets. And then I found that the beads that had the nicest holes from Michael's were the Toho size 6 or E beads, and they come in a lot of different colors as well. The holes are not all the same size, so I will walk you through what to do if you come upon one with a hole that's a little small, but I have those. I also have a pliers. This is just a chain nose pliers. You can use a flat nose pliers as well. And this is going to help ease the burden on your hands when you have to pull a needle through. The big eye needle with the cord on it through the beads can get a little snug. And I'm going to show you how this can make your life a whole lot easier. So let's get started. This project, let's see, where's my first page here? Because I do want to go in order for you guys. as the tutorial. So I want to make sure that what I'm saying here today is exactly what is in the tutorial, right? Because sometimes I will just start to kind of be intuitive, and I just want to make sure what I'm saying to you here that's being recorded is what you're going to see in the tutorial. So for a 6 to 8 inch wrist measurement, that's what we're going to work on. The PDF that you download is going to give you information on making a bigger size. But for now, we're going to start with, we have 2 20-inch pieces of one color and 2 1-yard pieces of the second color. So in this bracelet, the 2 shorter pieces are going to be in the center, and we will be knotting around these. And actually what I'm going to do to make it easier for you to see in this is turn this over, so you won't be distracted by the grid lines. But for you, when you do this at home, the grid lines are really helpful to keep things lined up. So I have my 2 20-inch pieces and my 2 1-yard pieces, and I have brought the ends together at one end. So there's 4 cords, and I've made an overhand knot. I'm going to undo it and do it again to show you. You all know what this is. You might not know what its name is. So you're going to have these together, the ends together, and you want to leave 5 inches of tail before you make your knot. And you're going to take all your 4 cords around and through. And that's what an overhand knot is. You're going over your cords and through the loop. And you want to leave 5 inches of this, and you're going to pull them here. And then you can see how some of the strings, the cords are loose, and you're going to take each cord individually and pull it. You'll see those tighten up. There we go. So now we have an overhand loop with 5 inches, and you're going to want to put all these tails in a notch, but leave the knot that you just made showing, because we want to make sure that our work goes right up to that. So you just pull it in. These foam boards, it holds it nice, and you're going to have a nice place to help to hold your cords. You want to take the 2 cords that are the yard long, and I did some preliminary work here. That's why you see beads, just to save some time. So the 2 cords that are the yard, the longer cords, are going to be on either side, and you can just push them on either side, and you have your 2 20-inch cords down the center, like this. Bring your cords down at the bottom. It helps you if you separate them a little bit like this into 2 different notches at the bottom of the board, because this will keep the cords from twisting around when you knot. So I'm going to move my beads up here a little bit, because that's going to be the next thing we do. So you're going to have your cords, and you want to leave them loose enough so you can get your fingers under them, not real tight, like this. The first thing we're going to learn how to do is string beads onto the 2 cords. Now, I've already pre-strung some here, and my advice to you, because you cannot pull both cords at the same time through the beads, it's too tight. You're going to need to string the cords one at a time. So I have 1 cord. You do not need a needle for the first time you do this. You're going to pick up a bead and you're going to thread it on the end of 1 cord. Then you're going to take your big-eyed needle and you're going to string the other cord on a big-eyed needle, and that's going to always be the second cord that you string. You only need the 1. Now take the cord with the bead on it and take your big-eyed needle and string it through that bead. Don't pierce the thread, the cord that's already in there. Here's where your pliers comes in handy, because this is going to be a little snug and your fingers slide over your needle. So you're going to hold the bead, which now has the needle and cords in it, and you're going to take your pliers and grab your big-eyed needle, hold the bead, yank the cord through. Now you have 2 cords through your bead. Let's do that again. Now, remember I said I'll tell you what to do if you get a bead on here and you go to string your big-eyed needle through it and it's really hard for you to pull it through. Take the bead off, put it aside, because there's nothing wrong with it for other things, but find another bead and look at the hole and make sure that this one has a big enough hole. So here's my cord that I just strung through with my fingers. Here's my big-eyed needle on the other cord. To prevent it from piercing the other thread when you string the needle through the bead, press up against the inside of the bead, and then you'll be sure to avoid the cord. So I have the cord end with the bead on it. I have the needle with the other cord on it strung through the bead. I'm going to take my bead in my fingers and hold that. And then I'm going to pull. There we go. Just like that. So on your center 2 cords, you're going to string a few beads, because you'll be able to string more, but for the time being, we're just going to work with this. I'm going to remove the big-eyed needle, and I'm going to reposition my cords so that they're not twisted down at the bottom, so they don't twist into the 2 slots like that. All right, now we have what are called our holding cords. That's the cord that we knot around, and our working cords, the cords that we're going to be using to make knots. This project uses only square knots, so we're going to learn how to make square knots. First thing we're going to do, however, is bring a bead up. Do we bring a bead up first? We're going to make a square knot first. So if you can see that my cords are not quite on top of the center cords, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to take our left cord and bring it across the center cords. Then we're going to take the right cord and bring it down over the left cord. Makes a figure 4. I'm going to use that term a lot. This is a figure 4, and then we're going to do a backwards figure 4. So you take your left cord over your center cord, your right cord down over the cord that was brought over, and you're going to now bring the right cord under the left cord, under the center cords, and up through this loop. I'll find the end so I can show you. So this end is coming from this cord here, the right cord. So I'm going to go under my center cords and up through the loop formed by that part of the figure 4 and pull it through. And now we have what I call the pretzel. That's the pretzel, and it's capturing the 2 center cords inside. Pull that nice and snug up to the top. Now we're going to make a backwards 4 with the right cord. We're going to take the right cord over the center cord. Bring the left cord down over the right cord. Back under the 2 center cords and up through the loop on the right this time. It's going to make another pretzel shape. My favorite snack food. There's your first square knot. You can see all the holes from my pins. All right. Now we're going to make a square knot again, but we're going to bring a bead up first. So the bead is going to stay in between each of the square knots that we're going to make around the center cord. Now, if you look at the square knot, you'll see that one cord is coming up on top of the knot, and this cord on the left is coming from underneath. There's a little loop right here. So this is a complete square knot, you're going to start your next knot with the cord coming out from the top. If you alternate directions that you do the square knots to keep it nice and straight, as the bracelets are, so that it stays flat. A tricky thing is if you keep doing it left over right, left over right, left over right, you're going to get a spiral, but that's for another class. Okay, second knot, we're going to make our 4 again, a regular 4, left cord over the center cords, right cord down, underneath and through the loop. Make your little pretzel. Bring it up snug, but you want to see the side loops here. So you don't want to pop the bead out. Now we're going to make the backwards 4 from the right over the cords to the left, left cord down over the cord, right cord, under the center cords and up through the loop that you've made. And there's your second square knot. Bring up another bead. We'll do it again. Figure 4, making a left over the center cord, left cord over the center cords, right cord down, right cord under the center cords and up through the loop, little pretzel shape, up to the bead. Now we make the 4 going in the other direction. Right over left, left down, under the center cords and up. Any questions so far? It's pretty straightforward. I see some people nodding. So we're going to continue to do this. Let's see. All right, so I have 2 knots in the beginning. Now we're going to get a little fancy to bring the side knots down, because this project has beads along the outside as well as between the square knot. You don't need a big eye needle for this. So you're going to take one cord and string a bead up to the square knot. You're going to take the other cord, doesn't matter if you do right first or left first, and you're going to bring that bead up. Now we're going to make another square knot, leaving the beads along the side so they stick out like this. So we're ready to do our regular figure 4, left over the center, right cord down, back under the center cords and up through the loop. Nudge with your finger to get these beads parallel. Pull it snug enough so they stay up there. And now we're going to do our backwards 4. Right cord to the left over the center cords, left cord down over the cord, over the right cord, underneath the center cords and up through the loop, and snug your knot. And that's pretty much it, but we're going to keep working. This time we're going to bring a single knot up, and we're going to make the square knot, a single bead, and we're going to make the square knot again. Left to right over the center. Make your figure 4 by bringing the right cord down. Make your pretzel by bringing the cord under the center cords and up through the loop and pull it snug. Now we complete the square knot, making the backwards 4 with the right cord over the center cords and the left cord down. Bring it back under the center cords and up through the loop, and a square knot. Ready to add more beads. And you can just string this. The cord is nice. It doesn't fray. This cotton cord is really easy on your hands. And I'm going to string a bead on each one. You can string different color beads too. I have, like in this other bracelet, you can see I used a different color along the side. That's entirely up to you. It's your design. So now we're going to make the square knot again, but we have the 2 beads on the side. Figure 4 with the left cord over the center, the right cord down over the cord, back under the center cords and up through the loop. Make sure that your bead doesn't do this. You want it to be up next to the previously made knot. Pull it nice and snug and make sure those beads look like they're parallel. Now we do the backwards 4. We bring the right over the center cords, the left cord down over the right, under the center cords, and up through the loop. Bring another bead up. I'm going to get a little faster, and you'll see how when you start to get the hang of it, you can use your fingers in a different way. I don't necessarily have to make a 4, but I hold it like this, bring it over, bring the cord up. I don't need to look for the pretzel now. And now the backwards 4, left over right, up through the loop. And now I'm ready to string more beads, and you can see how that pattern emerges. You're going to make a length of beadwork that is just about the length of your wrist. You want to leave room for closure so that here's the bead work, and the closure we're going to make is going to bring the beads in like this. So you need room for this closure on the outside. So you want to say if your wrist measurement closed is going to be 6 inches, you're going to want 5 inches, 4.5 inches of beadwork. So you want to leave room for this closure. And that's what I'm going to show you next. Any questions? I can come back to this too again, but remember that this is being recorded and you'll be able to look at the photos and see exactly what I've done. And what you do when you have the beadwork to the right length for your wrist, you're going to make another overhand knot. I'll show you how I do that just at this little piece. You're going to take it off the board. Okay, so this is for a very, very tiny wrist. And you're going to take all 4 cords and make an overhand knot, just like you did at the beginning, you're going to do here. And you're just going to take it over like this and through. And before you pull it snug, keep nudging it with your fingers up to that last knot. And then pull each individual cord, hold the overhand knot so it doesn't move out of position. And I'm yanking them this way so that I have all the loops in that overhand knot are nice and snug to my piece of beadwork. So obviously this is going to be longer in a bracelet, right? And you can see that I have my 2 overhand knots at the end of this orange and pink one. All right. Now, here's a real fun trick for getting these to stay twisted. And once we do that, I'm going to show you how you do exactly the same square knots around your twisted cord to make that adjustable closure. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take both your overhand knots and bring them together because we want to have the same length tails. to make our little ends. So I'm going to bring this down here and cut these. I have a nice sharp scissors, so I was able to do that. So now I have my beaded bracelet with the loose ends. Take one end of your bracelet and snug it back in to your board, because we're just going to be working with these cords. Split your two colors or your four cords into a pair and a pair. So I have a light and dark cord in one and a light and dark cord in the other. And we're going to twist them. Now here's the thing with the twisted ends. The first time you do the twist on each pair of cords, you're going to want to twist it in the same direction. Clockwise, counterclockwise, it doesn't matter as long as both of these are twisted in the same direction. So basically, I'm going to take these cords in my thumb and finger, and I'm going to roll them. And I happen to be rolling these counterclockwise. I'm holding the bracelet so that it doesn't move, and I'm just going to twist these cords together to get that nice spiral of color, which is going to loosen up some when you do it. I'm going to twist it, and when you feel it getting really tight, don't let go, but ease up on the tension, and your twist should do this. It should be tight enough so that it starts to twist up on itself. All right, now you have a choice, because you can't let go of this, but you want to use your fingers to twist the other cord. So you can hold it in your hand and just squish it between. I put it in my non-dominant hand and work with my dominant hand to do the twist, or you can very firmly take that twist, the ends of that twisted cord, and jam it in to one of the side notches in your board. Now I'm going to twist the other two, and I'm going to twist them in the same direction. So again, I'm going, for me, it's a counterclockwise twist, and I'm going to work my way down my cord. And you can see it's starting to curl up on itself like that. That's what you want. So that's about the right, looks like pretty much the same. Okay, pull it a little straight. Now very carefully, so it doesn't untwist, grab your other cord and bring them together. Now we're going to twist these two pairs of cords in the opposite direction that we just twisted. So I twisted counterclockwise. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to twist them clockwise, and I'm holding on very firmly to the end. Keep that on camera there. Very firmly to the end. And this will hold by having it secured in the notch. The bracelet's going to turn a little bit, but it's not going to uncurl. And I'm going to turn that, till it's pretty tight. Now here's the test. Before you knot the end, take your bracelet out of the knot and let it go. Did you see how my twist did not untwist? If you twisted this final stage in the same direction that you did your pairs, it would totally uncurl. So that's the trick, is to do it in the opposite direction, and it will hold the curl. Now you're going to make another overhand knot. Be careful not to let this uncurl. And you're going to bring the ends through the loop and pull that overhand knot to the very end, like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And once you do that, you will have a bracelet that looks like this. You want to make sure when you put the overhand knot on the other set of cords that you're leaving, pretty close to the same amount of twisty here. These cords are going to be crisscrossed, overlap like this. And then you're going to take another piece of cord to match either one of your colors. And I left myself, I cut like a 20-inch piece of cord. So I have two 10-inch cords to work with. And I'm going to turn this to be oriented this way. We're going to make our square knots just like we did before. Find the middle of your 20-inch piece of cord and center that under the overlapped cords. And they won't go anywhere. If you want to, you can take a pin and kind of hold them in place. Don't pin through the cords. Did you see how I put the pin just over it at an angle? So it kind of just holds it there for myself. And you'll be able to adjust this. Make sure, bring the ends together. Make sure you have that cord centered. And now we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to make a figure 4. Make sure both cords are in there. We're going to bring the left cord over to the right and the right cord down. So now we have our figure 4. Bring the right cord back under the 2 center cords and up through the loop. That's the first half of your square knot. Now we're going to make the backwards 4. Take the right cord over the left. Take the left cord down over the right, back under the center cords and up through this loop. It's a little fiddly, but it's always fiddlier when you're trying to show somebody else. There you go. There's your first square knot. There's no beads on these square knots. Now you're going to repeat that for about 5 or 6 knots. Remember, your next knot always starts with the cord coming out from on top, not the one coming from under. So I'm going to make my figure 4, bring the cord under, up through the loop, finish the knot, bring the right over the left, under. Okay. Now I can work with this in my hands to show you. Again, this is the cord that's coming from inside, and we're going to make another knot. So you can see why you needed to leave 5 inches of tail at least. So there's the first part of my square knot. Now I'm going to make that backwards 4. Bring the right over the left, over the center cords to the left, and the left over the right cord and up through the loop. And I'm going to do it a couple times. So you want to have about that inch of square knot closure. And one of the reasons that you need kind of at least an inch is to give yourself some knots to sew the ends back into. I try not to use glue as much as I can. And if there's places where you need to secure it, you want to be very frugal with that. All right, so it's not quite an inch, but here's the closure, and these slide in it because they're inside and they won't come out because you have your little overhand knots. Cool, right? Now you have these ends. I'm going to string one at a time on an embroidery needle or a crewel needle, something that has a big eye. I am not using my big eye needle, and here's why. They're very sharp. I don't want to pierce any cords. Embroidery needles are not generally not pointy, or crewel needles. They have sort of a rounded tip. You can take your pliers and flatten the end of these nice cotton cords so that it'll go into the big eye of your crewel needle or your embroidery needle. And you only need a little piece pulled in like this. Now take a look at the loops going up the side. You can't just run your thread through the middle because every time you open and close your adjustable bracelet, it's going to pull that cord out. So what I came up with was a way to sew around and around and around through these loops. So I'm just going to go around through the loop like this. And I'm going to work all the way up the side. So here you can see why you need a few knots here. Do you see that loop there? Okay. Now I'm going to do the last one again. And before I pull it snug, I'm going to take my needle through that loop and pull it back nice and snug. And then I would do it going up the other side. This is the only time that I'm going to use glue. Take your tube of Hypo cement and you're going to dab glue. Let me get this right under the camera. You know, Hypo cement has those really skinny, like hypodermic-like looking ends. You're going to dab glue where your cord is coming out of the side loop. You do not want to get any glue on the cords that are twisted running through here. So you're going to dab glue on there. You're going to thread the other cord on a needle and work up the side and do exactly the same thing. Go through and make your hitch where you pull it tight through the loop, dab glue, let it dry, and then you can take your nippers and trim the knot. Let's find one where you can see how nice and tidy it looks, where the ends are completely tucked in and the little bit of glue is going to hold that from keeping undone. And now you have your adjustable bracelet. And you know how good these look when you wear them all at once, right? In all these different colors. So there you go. You can vary the colors of the beads. You can use 2 colors of cord. The cotton cord, I really, really like this cotton cord. It holds a knot really nicely too, and it doesn't fray. And it does fit through these E-beads, the size 6 beads. So what do you think, you guys? Wouldn't this be great for the summer? I know we're all so tired of the winter time, so make some bracelets, make some stackable bracelets, get yourself the macrame board and the cotton cord and some beads and tools. So
we have a couple of questions.
Okay, you want to bring that back to me so I can see? There you go.
So the first one is, what glue did you use?
I use GS Hypo cement.
GS Hypo cement. Okay.
Yeah, GS Hypo cement, and it is listed on the tutorial that it tells you that that's a good glue. You can use E6000 as well. The Hypo cement's a little less viscous. It's a little runnier, so it'll saturate into that cord, into the cotton cord.
Okay. And then, of course, yet again, when are you going to be teaching your rings? Everyone wants you to teach your rings. Yes. Yes.
Well, I will tell you that this ring with the little bridge beads and the pearls in the center is written up as a tutorial, and I believe
that's right. It's an I Love Beads. Yes.
Yes, and Beadsmith, if you go to www.beadsmith.com/I love beads.
I'm putting it in the chat.
There you go. Okay, thanks, Les. So you'll find a link there. Leslie's typing it in. And they're called, I think it's just called Lil Bridge Bead Ring. Free tutorial, downloadable as a PDF. And thank you very much. Thank you.
And do you have the dates for your next 2 macrame classes?
I have them right in front of me.
Yay,
yeah.
Good.
Okay, so I have 4 workshops right now coming up. March 3rd, I'm teaching a Kumihimo, another Kumihimo class. And that class uses the Beadsmith Kumihimo kit. And it shows you how you can make 2 things from the kit with just, I think, 1 extra set of findings. So you're going to see this necklace and this bracelet, all from the same kit with materials in the kit. That's March 3rd. Then my next macrame project is a very cool cuff. It's a little wider. It's a different kind of a knot. And you can see that it has beads going down the side. These are actually lark's head knots. So again, we're going to show you how to do that square knot adjustable closure. It's just so handy. So that is going to be on March 17th. Same time here too. Then we have this really cool Kumihimo necklace coming up on March 31st. This shows you how to make the braid with focal beads. These are in between the sections of the braid, so they don't slide around. They're not going to change position. And knowing how to do that, how to stop a braid and add a focal bead and continue the braid is the technique that we're going to learn how to do. And then I have a really much more traditional, very fun, takes me back to my hippie days, macrame necklace with it. There's just some really beautiful components that have come in to Michael's. And these are these natural cords with a wooden component and metal beads on a chain. And I'm going to show you a few. I think this project has 3 traditional macrame knots, and I don't have a date for this yet. Probably in April, since we're pretty much booked through March. So this is macrame 401 natural necklace. So those are, I think, all the ones I have so far. But there's a ton I've already done. I know some of you have taken a lot of my other workshops. The centerline components with delicate beads are really fun if you like that. Working with little beads. Here's a couple other Kumihimo things. The first macrame workshop was a wrap bracelet. So you actually are just learning how to do the square knot in that, but then it's another wrap technique and you can really have some fun with color between the beads and the leather cords that are in that. Also totally stackable. Can you tell I like stackable bracelets? All the ones I'm doing so far are all ones that you want to have in different colors, so you can do that, you know, Wonder Woman thing.
And I almost skipped a question.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know if you can do this project with rat tail.
Well, you can, but you're going to have to end it differently. Rat tail, there is skinnier rat tail, but rat tail is very slippery, but you absolutely can. My tutorial doesn't handle really how to end it, and you're going to need a different needle and things like that, but give it a shot. Yes, sure. Rat tail makes a really nice shimmer when it's done in macrame. Anything else?
Nope, other than great class. Thanks again. Can't wait for your next class.
Thank you all. Thank you to my repeat offenders. I appreciate your coming back. Michelle, you've been in another class or two, haven't you? Yeah, you look familiar. I'm starting to recognize people's houses behind them. Bryn from Alaska. That's all of you that are tuning in from all over the world. Please stay safe. And on behalf of Michael's and the Beadsmith, we say thank you so much. We love crafting. We love everything.
Anything bead related. Right.
Remember, this is being recorded. Remember, the link for it is in the chat, and the link for the PDF to what I did today and all the other ones that I've done so far are on michaels.com, and their website. Okay. The recording for today was just posted, it looks like, in the chat. So before we sign off, make sure that you get that link. And thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye.